Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to another Planet Zoo DLC news update video type thing. Very exciting stuff actually, more exciting than I expected it to be. We have got news of the Planet Zoo Wetlands Animal Pack, something that not really anyone guessed. I think a lot of people were more looking in terms of kind of South America or something along those lines. But yeah, we've actually got something that was talked about a while ago, that they might try and do something like wetlands, different biomes, desert packs, stuff like that. And we've actually got one with a lot of really cool animals, a couple that I'm very excited for. So we'll do a little rundown of what we can expect in this pack, and I'll just cycle through some of the images as we go through. So the animals that we'll be getting in this pack, we're gonna, as I say, it's an animal pack, so we're gonna get 8 new animals, 7 habitats animals and 1 exhibit animal. Some of them we have seen properly, some of them we haven't. So in terms of animals we've already seen today, properly, close up, full-on sort of shots or clips of them, we have the capybara, which is the one that was teased yesterday in the stream, so we all kind of thought that might be coming up. And of course we did find some capybara stuff in the files a while ago now, a couple of DLCs ago, and thought that maybe it would be coming. It's also the top requested animal on the wish list on the forums, so it would be a surprise if we didn't get them in the whole of the Planet Zoo sort of lifetime. We've got the platypus, which is one that I was not even considering they would be doing anytime soon, really, unless we got like a Australia version 2 kind of thing. But yeah, we've got the platypus, another quite highly requested animal for a lot of people. We've got the wild water buffalo, so that one, a bit of a random one, but nice to have a kind of a large ungulate again in there. Something you can use for your Asian areas, which is pretty cool. A large bovid for Asia rather than just the African buffalo, so that's quite nice. And then we've got the others, so these are things that we've either not seen at all. So we've got the spectacled Caiman, we haven't seen at all. The red-crowned crane, we haven't seen at all, and that is my thing that I'm most excited for, 100%. And then the Danube Crested Newt, which is the exhibit animal. So nice, another kind of semi-aquatic tank animal, alongside the terrapin. So that will be quite nice. And then 2 that we've seen in sort of distant shots but not completely, the Asian Short-Clawed Otter, or Small-Clawed Otter as they're calling it, and the Nile Lechwe, another nice ungulate species to have. Quite a nice looking animal. I have worked with them a little bit in the past. They're quite nice, yeah, as I say, quite nice animals. Some nice sexual dimorphism. The males look quite different to the females. So yeah, I think quite a nice little bunch. I potentially wouldn't have gone for another crocodilian, but I know a lot of people love their reptiles, their crocodilians, so another one to please them, and a smaller crocodile, which is nice. I think, I don't really know much about them, but I assume they're smaller than saltwater, that we already have. And then Asian Short-Clawed Otter, something that I probably, like I always said, if we were going to get another otter, that's the one I'd want. We've got the giant otter. We might as well have the Asian short-clawed, which is incredibly common in a lot of zoos, at least in the UK it is. Most places will have Asian short-clawed otters, and something that's quite different to the giant otter. Giant otter's a bit of an unusual one compared to a lot of otters, so a bit more of a kind of standard otter is nice to have. Even though people will shout clone. Capybara, yeah, amazing. Lechwe, so red-crowned crane. Red-crowned crane is the one I'm most excited about completely. If you have seen my modding stuff, if you subscribe to any of my mods or downloaded any of them, you might know that I have recently, unfortunately only recently, done a red crown crane along with a few other cranes, and it's been quite well received amongst the modding community, and alas, it will be going in the decommission pile along with quite a few of these species. We already had mods for Capybara, Platypus, Water Buffalo, Asian Short-Clawed Otter, Red Crown Crane. As far as I know, we didn't have one for Nile Lechwe or Spectacled Caiman. But yeah, all the others have been mods, but obviously we know we like to get official animals if we can. I know the Red Crown Crane was incredibly limited. It acted like a flamingo, so to have a proper Red Crown Crane will be excellent, because they're really cool species. So a great little line up there, I think. A nice variety of different continents and everything covered. You've kind of covered a lot of bases there with types of animals and areas and things like that. So we will also be getting a few new habitat items. So we'll have the hot water tap, which I assume the capybara will like to sit underneath. Small underwater feeder, I presume for things like the platypus. Underwater buoy, which may be a toy, and natural water jet. I don't know exactly what any of these things will look like, but that is what we'll be getting for new items. We will also get a time scenario, which is centered around the Pantanal in Brazil. So that would be nice for those of you who enjoy doing the career mode and scenarios and things like that. And then we have been informed on there a few things about behaviours and stuff like that. So Capybara will have the new bathing behaviour alongside the Japanese macaques, which I'll mention in the update portion. And then the platypus will have the burrowing as well, which is quite nice. And also on the Steam page for it, it does mention that the cranes will do their proper mating dances and things, which is really nice. Something that they're very famous for, so it's nice that they'll be including that. So yeah, really cool selection of stuff in here, and I'm sure a lot of people will be very happy with a lot of these. In terms of my stuff, which I always say, so my stuff, so modding wise, as I say, the red crown crane will be decommissioned, and to be honest, probably all of the others that I've done so far I'll redo on the red crown crane, and I would imagine quite a lot of modders will now be taking this new red crown crane animal and making mods from it, so you'll probably expect to, if you're using Mod C, quite a nice range of new bird mods based on the red crown crane. And I won't have the old what's the word, can't think, I won't be the only one basically. At the minute I'm the only one really doing many bird mods because we're so limited. But yeah, now that we'll have a proper base to go off, I think a lot of people will branch off and do some of them as well. In terms of whipsnade recreation, which I still do plan to go back to, I apologise for not having got back there yet. The only species, oh no, two species on there actually, sorry. The Asian Short-Clawed Otter we do have, so they can go in to whipsnade, and the red crown crane, which I actually started building for my mod, I'll be able to use the official animal for, so that'll be nice. Water buffalo probably won't really have a need for them, maybe as a stand-in for yak or something like that, just for the sake of it. An Asian bovid, another one. And Nile Lechwe potentially in place of another one of the antelope, but yeah, whipsnade wise, two species, which is good. And then if we look at my new zoo, Wild Planet Zoo, Capybara was already planned. I've just actually recently started building the area already. Platypus, maybe I'll try and incorporate them, and red crown crane I plan to put into there anyway when I get to Wild Asia. and Lechwe I might try and incorporate as well, because they're a nice species, as I say. So yeah, well, I'm sure I'll be able to incorporate a few of these species into my plans for Wild Planet Zoo. So yeah, very exciting stuff. Obviously we will be getting the pictures and things, the showcases, as the next couple of weeks go by. It will be released on the 12th of April, the update 1.9 and the Wetlands DLC, so we can get our hands on it then. And in the meantime, we should be getting showcases, I assume, as normal for every species. So looking forward to seeing all the ones we haven't seen properly yet. Especially the crane and the Lechwe. To be fair, I'm quite excited for the Lechwe. So yeah, looking forward to seeing all of them. So briefly, just about the update 1.9, because I normally just wait until we get both things to talk about them. So the things that we'll be getting, a few new interesting things in here. Roaming educators. So instead of being tied to set areas that they have to do talks, we can make them walk around and do sort of impromptu talks to people as they walk around near certain animals. I think we've got the explore camera mode, so that's going to be a cool one. We'll be able to go first person, walk around our zoos properly without using a cheat, which will be nice. Audio visual management screen, if you're using a lot of billboards and all sorts of stuff like that, you'll be able to see them in a more centralised area to keep better track of them. New water options, so Flexicolour exhibit water, like we have with the habitat water. Mist and bubble effects within habitat water, without having to place down actual effects, nodule things, whatever you would call them. So that would be quite nice. You can have just a misty pool without popping down loads of these actual effects. Bathing behaviours, so the capybara and the Japanese macaque will have bathing behaviours added to them, so they will sit in water and bathe in it, using hot springs, things like that. So that'll be a nice little addition. We've got this new flattened to terrace brush, so we'll have different height settings and shallow pour offset. I can't really visualise how it's actually going to work without seeing it myself, but hopefully a useful tool for making small pools. And then small burrows for meerkats and prairie dogs, similar to how we have for the badgers and the aardvark. And I think this will be the one that the platypus, I assume, would use as well. So yeah, quite a few nice little additions in the update as well. So that is it really. The only things I would add is just a few of the things that we can see in some of the screenshots. So we'll just cycle through very briefly. We've got a nice look at the capybara, as we've seen already. A nice look at the platypus. A nice look at the water buffalo. Then we've got this shot. So this is showing some people in a walk-through capybara enclosure. So that's good to know that there'll be a walk-through animal. Nice to see them in there, and I've been in an enclosure with capybara walk-through, so that seems fairly accurate that they should be able to be in that kind of enclosure. We've got this overview, which I think was the scenario map, so it looks quite basic, but as I say, for those of you who enjoy doing the scenarios and things like that, hopefully you'll enjoy this. Then a few just from the trailer. So the shots of animals we've seen already, I won't bother, I'll just look at the scenes themselves. So we have this scene, obviously an animal pack. I assume there'll be no new items added, except for, as they have done in the past, just a sign for every animal, like an artistic sign for each species. But in this shot, don't really see anything, just a more generalised wetlandy type area. In the next one, now this is the one where we think we can see some of the signs, or we definitely can see some signs. So it looks like we've got a buffalo sign on that central circular piece, a Caiman sign, spectacled Caiman sign, and we have got the otter next to it under the W. The otter looks like it's eating a bit of fish or something like that. So that's nice to see those different items in there as we normally get, because it would be a shame. Oh, actually, I've just seen some of the others. I've just zoomed in and I've just noticed them myself. So in the background, so behind the N and to the left a bit, I didn't even see them. It looks like we've got a platypus there on the right hand side, platypus sign. Next to it, I'm not sure what would that be. I guess the Newt, probably. But it's definitely not a. It doesn't look like it's a capybara. I don't think. It's not a Lechwe or a red-crowned crane, so yeah, possibly the Newt next to it. I don't think we can see any others, can we? No, I'm going to look through it myself now and check that we don't have any that I've missed there. I don't think so, but if you do see anything else, point it out to me in the comments and I'll be happy to then actually be able to see it. It does look like potentially there is the sign. Oh, I think that's the sign for Lechwe actually. Underneath the platypus on those billboards, that looks like it's a Lechwe, which is pretty cool. So maybe a hint at the what we'll see for their Zoopedia image then. A male in the front, female slightly to the right, I would guess. That's very zoomed in. I'll try and post a more zoomed in picture of just these bits for you when I edit this, so you should hopefully be seeing that. And then, was that the last one? Oh, okay. We've got this one, which is the buffalo again, a very nice shot, showing the mist again, some nice misty stuff. And then we've got the final image, which I think is one of my favourite shots in the whole trailer actually, is the shot of the Lechwe, with this mist, the sun behind, the silhouettes of the Lechwe jumping through the grass, which I assume is kind of wetlandy grass, it's watery. I think that's just a really nice shot there in general. So yeah, that is it for those. And then the last two pictures I have here is the Japanese macaques in some water, which is nice to see, using their bathing behaviours. And then we have a picture there of a roaming educator. Not the most exciting thing there. We shouldn't have shown that last because that's not the best till last. But yeah, so that is it for the Wetlands Animal Pack. So 12th of April that will be coming out. So that is, we're on the 29th. So, oh yeah, it's exactly 2 weeks. Exactly 2 weeks today. So yeah, very exciting. So yes, we shall keep looking for the pictures that we get throughout these next couple of weeks. If you're interested in talking about the DLC and stuff like that, then please do join the Discord, and you can also obviously comment on this video as well. Any thoughts, or tell me what your favourite is, what you're most excited to build for, all of that. And make sure to subscribe on here so that you can see stuff I do with the new pack, and I'll put out on the day a little overview of the pack and stuff like that, as I normally try to. You can also follow me on Twitch, where I sometimes will do live building stuff, and you can see then my my stuff that I do live and chat with me and stuff like that. All the links will be in the description. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you liked, And yeah, I will see you in the next one.